Hi, welcome everyone to Political Playtime with John.
Yo.
And my name is Lou. So we're going to talk about the Speaker of the House debacle. So today we had the third vote for Jim Jordan. And he did worse than he did the second vote. And he did worse than he did the first vote.
Isn't that special?
But you know what? I compliment those Republicans that voted against him, because what Jim Jordan's history is to be an asshole. That's his whole spiel. It's not about legislation. It's about being that guy. Oh, look, I have my sleeves rolled up. So I'm getting shit done here. Attack, attack, attack. Should that person be Speaker of the House? Would you agree? Are you telling me there are not quality Republicans in the House for Speaker of the House?
I wouldn't call them quality Republicans. I'm calling qualified.
And quality people. Listen, you disagree with someone, but you know what? People that can bring people together.
If there are any, they're probably hiding under a desk somewhere over there because they're not getting any.
Yeah, and you know what? Jim Jordan was endorsed by Trump. And for those Republicans that are thinking this, that won't say it, that voted against Jordan, I know what some of you are doing. You don't want to give Trump the win, because that's how Trump sees it. Right?
Yeah.
If Jim Jordan loses, it's a loss for Trump, because everything is about Trump. I wanted to bring this up too about Kevin McCarthy.
Oh, he's a pussy.
You know, right, Kevin? The shortest stint as Speaker of the House in 140 years. So you're a failure. So you're a failure because who removed you?
A minority.
Was your Republican colleagues, especially Matt Gaetz, who looks like a freaking psychopath. So Kevin, you blame the Democrats for what's going on in the House. Let's do this, folks. 4 out of 3 people struggle with math. And for any Republican watching this, you're offended now. Hear us out. Hear us out. Math.
They need 217 votes to declare a speaker.
Exactly.
Right? They don't need help from the Democrats.
So when Kevin McCarthy said this is the Democrats' fault, you have 222 Republican members in the House.
221.
That's what I said, 221, right?
You said 222.
Oh, I'm sorry, 221. You need 217. Let me do the math here off the top of my head on how many Democrats you need. Let me see. I don't have a calculator off the top of my head. You know, the total comes out to how many Democrats you need to nominate a Speaker of the House? 0. 0. You don't need a single Democrat to select a Speaker, a Republican Speaker of the House. Not one.
Isn't that special?
Not a single one. But Kevin, it's the Democrats' fault. Guess what? Maybe this is why you were removed. The Democrats said you're full of shit, and a minority of your own caucus of Republicans said what? You're full of shit. So you know what? Bye, Kev.
Or basically is,
bye, Kevin.
You're not as full of our shit as we'd like you to be.
Weakling. He was a weakling.
Oh, he's a fuck, yeah.
Because you know what? You're going to tell me there isn't a Republican that's going to pull these guys aside and say, okay, listen, we're here to get shit done. Okay?
That's long.
You guys want to bitch and whatever? You have every right. Because they do have a right. They do have a right. But to control the party as a whole as a minority?
Basically holding them hostage.
Kevin, you're a failure. A failure.
Big time.
And Jim Jordan, election denier.
Yep.
Knew what was going on for January 6th. The Republicans, for those that voted no, I applaud you. For those that support, including Matt Gaetz, who today said, Jim Jordan, he endorsed Jim Jordan. Matt Gaetz did. Not Matt Gaetz, Kevin McCarthy, I mean. Kevin McCarthy endorsed Jim Jordan. Dude, you're an idiot. How much ass do you have to kiss?
The guy that got him kicked out.
No, that was Matt.
That was Matt Gaetz.
Matt Gaetz,
right. But he, yeah.
which is from Florida, and I've said this before, I'll say this again. John and I are from Florida. Anything crazy or stupid that happens on this planet, on planet Earth, and possibly other planets, you can always track it back to Florida.
Yes, because
I don't know what it is in
we've
Florida.
got a bunch of people.
I don't know what it is in Florida.
It's too much sun. I think.
I'll say this. Even the 9/11 attacks, a bunch of them were doing what the night
they're in the
before?
strip joints
They
over
were in
here.
Hollywood, Florida.
Yeah, they're staying
Okay.
there at the hotel.
Very close to where we live. They were on a restaurant on the Circle, eating and drinking, and
Yeah, they were going to strip joints.
everything goes back to Florida.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
And they were going to strip joints. You imagine a bunch of Muslims going to strip joints?
And to really explain shit from Florida,
You can't. Yeah, you just can't.
look at the one of the gentlemen running for president.
Our lovely governor.
From Florida. I don't know what it is in Florida. Oh, by the way, we're drinking Bud Light. We didn't boycott it like a lot of right-wing extremists did because John is now a trans.
Yeah, it's great too.
So he said, no, we're not boycotting
I'm
it.
getting a boob job in a couple of weeks. It's going to be great.
And then tell us what pronoun you want to use.
Oh, I got to go in the dictionary. and
So
look
we
it
know
up.
how. No, make up your own.
Well, yeah, I can do
You
that.
can go to the dictionary, make up your own. No,
only
you can
that.
say, I made that one up.
I can make up a new pronoun and have it copyrighted.
Exactly, yeah, if you're
Well,
smart.
yeah.
But let's look at this. For Kevin McCarthy, who was booted out of Speaker of the House by
Unceremoniously booted.
Republicans. By Republicans, right?
Well, it wasn't the Democrats, that's for sure.
Then blames all of this crap happening in the House because he knows it makes Republicans look bad, blaming the Democrats for this. You don't need a single Democratic vote to put a Republican speaker in the House in place. Not a single one. This is all you guys. It's that fringe which is a minority. Oh, and by the way, there are people in the House that have gotten death threats because they didn't vote for Jordan.
Yeah.
Death threats. This is where this country is headed?
It's going to get worse.
This is where we're headed? If my guy doesn't win, you need to die. Kill your kids.
Kind of reminds you of say a Middle Eastern country, maybe?
We're headed for shit. We're headed for shit. And if anybody says, well, it's a phase, whatever. No, it's not.
'cause it's only
This has
gonna get
become
worse.
embedded now. It's part of politics. It doesn't even seem like a big deal anymore. Doesn't seem like a big deal anymore. Remember the days where George W. and Obama are hanging out together?
Oh, yeah.
They're not president anymore. They're hanging out together.
Yeah, they went out to the
Like
whorehouse
each other.
and
Yeah,
everything
hanging out
else.
together.
Yeah.
George W. is kissing Michelle Obama.
Yeah.
And she's kissing him.
Yeah.
But no, this is what we want. This is what this fringe wants. And I'm not going to say all Republicans because that's not fair. And I
No,
will
these
say
guys
this.
are a minority that have captured the party.
And what does a minority want to do? They want power. How do you get power? Through force.
Of course.
Through force.
Threats.
Threats,
You name it.
violence, anything, because we're in a minority. How can we have power? Through any means possible. But Matt Gaetz got rid of Kevin. What did Matt Gaetz say? He said it. If he works with the Democrats on anything, he's gone.
Which is, the whole thing is you have to work with the other side.
See, this is where a lot of Republicans in the right wing will be offended. Yeah, you're damn right, but what if a Democrat said that? Oh, no, that's not how you're supposed to. You're supposed to work together to get things done. Oh, okay, I get it. The other side of you has to work together to get things done. Your side doesn't have to. Everybody needs to get on their knees and go, whatever you want, we'll do it.
I mean,
we'll do it.
you look at what these clowns are doing,
Right.
and I call these guys clowns because that's what they are. They're clowns. Nothing is getting done in the House. So that means the government isn't functioning, basically. Any bill or whatever that the Senate may come up with, sends it to the House, they just sit there. We're paying these people to work for us.
Now, you know I'm a certified negotiator.
Yeah.
Okay, I am a certified negotiator. I understand negotiation process. This is how negotiations work for anybody out there just wants to criticize and criticize. This is how negotiations work. I'm pulling this way. My opponent or my adversary, whatever you want to call that person, is pulling that way. I'm getting pulled this way, I'm pulling that person this way. We finally have to reach a conclusion as to what we agree on. Am I happy 100%? No. Is my opponent 100% satisfied? No. But we resolved the issue, we got things done, and then you know what we do? We then move on to the next issue.
That's the way it used to be.
With Matt Gaetz, for example, who booted Kevin McCarthy, the wimp, if you work with the other side, you're gone. So when people say this, does this make sense?
In other words, if you do your job, you're gone.
But haven't we heard this through the years? Nothing gets done. Nothing gets done.
Yeah, I wonder why.
But when you have someone publicly saying, if you work with the other side, you're gone, which they did. Which they did. Give them credit for that.
Yeah, and now the circus is going on. They can't get a speaker. You know what? I might just call them up and put my name in for speaker.
You know, but logic dictates this. So if you're in a majority, I don't care if you're Democrat or Republican, you're in a majority by 2 or 20 or whatever. You're not a majority by 200. The other side also are representing Americans and their constituents.
Yes.
Right? So, wouldn't logic dictate that you asshole sides, you know, and I just said that, so you know what's going to happen? There are Democrats that are going to be pissed off by hearing that, and Republicans are going to be pissed off by hearing that.
Yeah, well,
I
only have one thing to say, and that is fuck them.
But we know what we do here? We don't take sides. We've criticized both sides because we're trying to use common sense and what makes sense and what you're supposed to do. When you get elected, you're supposed to get things done. And these people just don't do it, man. It's tribalism. Oh, tribalism. Okay, but you know what? Shit needs to get done. If you're married, you and your wife don't agree on everything, but you know what? At the end of the day, you still need to get shit done. It's life. It's how things work. And when you're getting paid by taxpayers, and you're just going to take one side, you don't give a shit about getting things done. If I don't get my way, screw it, we're not going to do anything. You know that word, those two words, term limits. Term limits. But I think we also live in a different time than we did 20, 30, 40 years ago. Be outrageous. Be outrageous. Get airtime. Be on all the networks, because if you don't get reelected, you know what? You'll end up on a cable network or on other shows or podcasts. Make more money than you actually made in Congress. Airtime. If you're that serious person that I know why I'm here, Democrat, Republican, does not matter. I know why I'm here. People elected me to be here to get things done. Yes, I'm going to pull my way, of course. I'm going to pull my direction to my side. And the reason I won, how I campaigned, what I campaigned on, I'm going to try to get those things done. But I also understand what compromise means. When there's no compromise, isn't that what a democracy should be about?
In theory, that's what it should be about. But in reality, well, not in this country anyway.
You know where there isn't compromise? In dictatorships.
Oh, that's what...
There's no compromise.
You look at these guys, especially the far-right MAGA, they want a dictatorship with Trump as their king.
Of course they do. Now, we've said this before. It's not because they love Donald Trump, because they think it'll benefit them. Not the voters, not the citizens, not their constituents, people who they represent. Benefit them.
So,
and guess what? Try to do anything about that.
How many people?
Try to do anything about that.
How many people in Congress are actually there to serve the people of the United States.
I'm sorry, I'm going to cut you off on that. I think there are a lot of people in both parties that do. The problem is, you probably don't see them on all the networks.
No, you don't.
You don't hear them everywhere. They're there to do their job. You know what? You know what, friends? I will say this. You know, maybe you work at a company with a lot of employees, and you hear that person that's always bitching, always complaining, always getting a lot of attention, always going to the boss, whatever, and you say to yourself, this is the shittiest employee in this company, but why is this person getting so much attention?
Yeah.
Because other people are there to do their job. They know what their job is, and they just do it. They're not looking for attention. No, of course, politicians are always looking for attention.
They're always looking for attention. They're looking to stay there.
You know what there is in life, too? Degrees. There are always degrees in everything. The Marjorie and Bobart yelling on the floor. Oh, guess what? Now you're on Fox, you're on MSNBC, you're on CNN, you're on all these networks showing you doing this.
But at least Bobart's cute.
And then there are those that go and do their job.
But there seems like there's more and more less of them.
Because there's more and more publicity. There's more and more places for you to be seen. There are more and more ways for you to make money if you don't get reelected or leave.
Well, you don't get reelected. You end up in some...
You'd be on a cable network.
Yeah, anywhere.
You know, you could be whatever, making money. You can give speeches.
And if you were good to the military-industrial complex...
I will ask this. Why in Christ's name would anybody pay to go listen to Lauren Boebert or Marjorie Taylor Greene speak?
Or Gates, for that matter.
Why anybody would do that? But you know what? They will.
Yes, they will.
You can have someone on YouTube sitting in a toilet farting, and that person will get 1 million views.
Yeah, but...
Okay, there's an audience for everything, and there's money to be made with these people.
But the problem is here, well, it's a big problem, is the educational system. Kids are no longer taught to think. They're no longer taught the current history. Nobody gives a shit about anything. All they care about is their phones.
Listen, we're not kids anymore. You and I are not kids. I've argued, had discussions with people opposite views of me. We didn't get in fights. We didn't stop being friends. We were friends for many years, continued to be friends after talking politics. Today,
no.
It can be a deal breaker in a marriage. Between parents and their kids, between siblings, a deal breaker. Relationships will end. Because you know what? If we use common sense, if everyone used common sense, these bad apples, they wouldn't even be elected.
No.
They wouldn't survive an election.
And what's sad is Congress has an approval rating of what, 40% now or something?
Oh yeah, the biggest
really
complaint everybody has is nothing gets done. Well, here you go. Jim Jordan is one of those guys that is not about getting things done.
Right, but their Congress overall has a really crappy approval rating. Meanwhile, all the individual members of Congress, they'll have great ratings because, my congressman is the best guy in the world.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a disconnect there somewhere.
Because it's stupidity.
Oh, and ignorance.
Stupidity. It's how that person campaigned. Were they entertaining? Were they outrageous?
Were they on TV a lot?
That's what matters.
Well, look at Trump. Look at all the free publicity Trump got.
You know Matt Gaetz? With his psycho eyebrows? If you saw Matt Gaetz in an alley, you'd be like,
oh shit.
Holy shit.
Oh, wait a minute, but he's from Florida.
He's like a friggin' omen or something. What the hell's going on with this guy?
If it's in Florida, you just whip out your concealed weapon and just shoot him.
Or in Florida, he looks like everybody else.
Yeah.
Right? Because Florida is turning into the toilet bowl of the United States. And we've lived here for 50-something years.
Yes, it's...
So if anyone gets offended from Florida, odds are we've lived here longer than you've been alive.
Yeah.
So if you get offended, sorry.
Especially you professionally offended folks.
I'm not criticizing Arizona or whatever. I didn't live there. I've lived here for 50-something years. So yeah, it's turning into a shithole.
Yeah.
With crazies.
And it's not just the state. It goes all the way from the city government, county, all the way up to state. It's
the toilet, the plumbing, everything.
Everything, the whole damn thing, yeah.
We're going to be burning books here soon. As a matter of fact, for Christmas, we'll have Christmas specials burning books instead of Christmas lights and shit. And for 4th of July, too, instead of fireworks, we'll just burn books. You know, but I just want to we want to bring this up about the House. How Jim Jordan has got fewer votes they've had 3 now. He's gotten fewer votes every time. How about you keep doing this forever? How about you find someone who can work with the other side?
Here's a good one. He got less votes on the last vote. He got less votes than Hakeem Jeffries, which has absolutely no chance of doing because that was all Democratic votes.
No, what's even more impressive is they had behind closed conversations with the Republicans.
And they got nothing done.
And he got fewer votes.
Yeah.
So he didn't impress anybody. Actually, he had few more people go, nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Jim Jordan is nothing but a punk.
Yeah, so is Gates.
A punk to get airtime because Jim Jordan gets a lot of airtime.
Yes, he does.
That's what he's about. And you know what? These people keep electing these freaking people, man. All they want to do is be assholes. I'm an asshole. What's your biggest quality? I'm an asshole. Oh, then we need you in Congress.
I have no ideas, no policies.
Nothing. I've passed no legislation. I've co-authored no legislation. Nothing. But I want to be Speaker of the House. Okay. Republicans, you don't have better. I will promise you this. You have much, much better. And the one thing both parties need to realize, you have to work with one another. This is not about you.
It's not a team sport.
And it's not about me.
You're working for the American people.
Supposedly, theoretically.
Yeah, theoretically, yeah.
And for those that don't, you know what I would say to every voter, Democrat, Republican, Independent, vote them the hell out.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Let's get back to where politics was boring. Boring. Yeah. But they got shit done. Instead of now where politics needs to be entertaining, stimulating, controversial, and nothing gets done.
You got to give one thing. When it comes to money for war, they're both on the same side.
And when it comes to getting paid by lobbyists...
Oh, they're both on the same side.
Both on the same side. Yeah. That's politics. Well, folks, let's see how this turns out. Because this will be interesting. So, thanks for watching. Please give us a like. And subscribe. We appreciate it, and we realize that we've actually pissed off both sides many times, so we don't know how well this is going to go. Okay?
We'll just keep on pissing them off anyway.
Yeah, we'll piss everybody off. We don't give a shit, because we try to use common sense instead of taking sides, which is hopefully what all Americans should do. If you want to take a side, take your country's side. Your country first, not politicians first. All right, well, from John and Lou, thanks, and we'll see you again soon. And take care, everybody, and try to stay sane.